Did you know that 25% of Americans skip breakfast every single day? And they do that for a mix of different reasons. But we just learned from Wendy's CEO that they are seeing sales decline for breakfast. Even McDonald's CEO, he stated that breakfast is the weakest part of the day in terms of sales. But guess what that translates to? Yeah, we see less hash browns being eaten. We see less, Egg McMuffins being purchased. But you know what that really translates to? It translates to less workers. According to recent reports, because breakfast is one of the weakest parts of the day, many restaurants, whether you're a fast food chain or you're a sit-down diner like Denny's or IHOP, they're actually employing less people in the mornings. How crazy is that? But according to more reports, they are saying there's a mix of reasons as to why. Let's dive into that in today's video. But first, all I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, and now let's begin. Okay, so why are Americans skipping breakfast? Well, we knew about 2 to 5 years ago, especially over the pandemic, but even before that, Americans weren't really keen on eating breakfast, some of which just didn't get up early enough before work or school, so they couldn't eat breakfast anyway. Some said it was just something that they didn't like. They didn't like sugary cereals, but they also didn't like the plain ones. Okay, I get it. Now, here's a bigger reason. Americans are skipping breakfast because they can't afford it. That's the number one reason why. They are not eating out for breakfast. They can't afford it. Food prices continue to rise. So instead of having breakfast, lunch, and possibly dinner all out, they are now skipping breakfast, not eating it at all, and pushing those calories over to lunch. And so now lunch is a bigger portion of the day. Okay. Well, that turns into a bigger issue for employers because according to recent reports, people that go and have a substantial lunch, actually their productivity decreases for the second part of the day. Meaning people are the most productive and efficient in the morning when they don't eat breakfast. And then they go and have a massive lunch and they struggle. They're slow. They're sluggish. Okay, they are tired. That's what we're hearing. Now, I want to ask you this one question. How many of you have breakfast in the morning, or do you just skip it entirely? Let me know down in the comment section below. But here's what I find very interesting. More people are skipping breakfast because of the cost. So they're just getting a bigger lunch. That makes sense. But at the same time, some are requesting an earlier lunch because they didn't have breakfast. Think about this for a moment. You're pretty much having brunch. People will get to work at 8 or 9 in the morning. They will have their lunch at about 10 o'clock because they are hungry. They're starving. And yet they have a snack around noon, maybe 1 o'clock, and then they work until 4 to 5. Yeah. It's a little bit of a problem because now we're seeing employers are being impacted. But here's something else. I want to talk about this for a moment. When you go to any restaurant, especially Denny's, IHOP, Waffle House, whatever it may be, you notice that, especially in Wendy's as well, you can go Taco Bell, any breakfast place, they have less workers. And you see this, and if you sit in a drive-through line, especially McDonald's, the thing that you're going to notice is that a lot of the times you're waiting a little bit longer because there's not as many people in there. There are not as many workers. And something I've found out recently is there's been a few McDonald's kind of nearby that they employ less workers at night as well. It's not only in the morning, it's at night. And so, according to the McDonald's CEO, he says that breakfast, it's normal that when people have less money to spend, the first thing that they cut out is breakfast. That's the first meal they cut out of their day. They don't cut out lunch. That's a very important meal just to get you through the rest of the day. But they don't cut out dinner as well. That's another one that they find extremely important. The first thing that they cut is breakfast. And so, according to even the Wendy's CEO, he says it's just a sign of what's coming. That the American people have less money. And as they have less money, they begin to save it and to allocate that cash to something else, whether it's bills, whether it's to a different meal, eating in. That's another one. And now, I was recently talking to a friend of mine. He loves to go to McDonald's. He loves to go to McDonald's, and he gets it's like a pancake thing, a McGriddle. Okay, he loves to go get a sausage McGriddle from McDonald's. That's his go-to breakfast meal. And he even said that, nope, he stopped going. And he stopped going for a couple reasons. Number one, he needed to make more money. So instead of, he still gets up at the same time, but instead of clocking into work at 9 o'clock, he clocks in at 8:30. So he gets an additional 30 minutes every single day. So 2.5 hours every single week, okay, 10 hours a month, that's what he gets. That translates to a decent amount of money going into his bank account every single month. Additional 10 hours. I don't know exactly what he makes, but let's say he makes $20 an hour. That's an additional $200 a month that he's making by clocking in 30 minutes early and simply skipping breakfast. So not only is he making $20 extra per, I don't even know if it's $20, but let's say he's making $20 an hour. Not only is he making an additional $10 for that day, but he's also saving potentially $10 to $15 from his breakfast. So that's like a $20, $25 swing. That's what most people are doing. So I just found it interesting that people are making this change, and these businesses are seeing it around breakfast time. But again, let me know if you are skipping breakfast, or is there a specific place you like to go? I know a lot of people love going to Starbucks and getting their coffee. That's another business that's been hit because less people are going to Starbucks simply because they're trying to cut back, save a little bit of money as all other costs are rising. So again, let me know. Are you one of those people that are skipping breakfast?